This episode is brought to you by Super Weed Mart.
Hello, we're Dan and Dave Wiedenspiel.
We don't just like weed, we love weed.
At Super Weed Mart, everything is made from weed. Think like Walmart. They have everything. Weed Mart, we have everything, and it's all made of weed.
Everything is made from weed?
Yes, weed jeans, weed sweaters, and how about a nice weed suit?
But is it comfortable?
Probably.
Do you have patio furniture?
Durable, high impact, and totally smokable.
Small appliances?
We have blenders, toasters, and marijuana waves.
Have you ever cooked a burrito in a marijuana wave? Listen, if you can think of the product, we'd have it. Now, are you guys talking about hemp?
No, just weed. You can't smoke hemp.
That's right, if you're looking for that hippie hemp, keep on walking in those Birkenstocks. But if you're looking for high-quality merchandise made entirely out of weed, then we'd like to see you.
Come on down to the Super Weed Mart on West Main Street off of US 131 exit 38A, where the old Blockbuster used to be. Super Weed Mart, the Popco brand. Hello, and thank you for popping another street cola. Just doesn't... On this episode, Dolomite is my name, and old ladies fucking shit up is my game! That is a pretty good intro, I think. Yeah, I got a lot of old ladies doing crazy things on this episode. I'm Isaiah Cooper, and thank you, of course, for showing up on this beautiful Monday morning. Or maybe you listen to the show on Tuesday morning, but we crack road sodas every single Monday. If there's one thing you can guarantee in your life, it's the sun rising, and on Mondays there being a road soda. That's what you can guarantee in your life. And we love to be here for you. And if you'd like to call into the show and say hello and say hi and do that kind of thing, you can leave a message. You call the number, you leave a message, and the number is 706-200-1213. And we love to hear from you guys. We actually got a call into the show, and I'm going to play it right now for you. So let's see. We have another call. Any moment.
Hey, this is Grant.
Hey.
Justin had a comment about pronunciation last week. I think he pronounces it Israel Cat, but I pronounce it Emmanuel Kant. But, Nelly Furtado, Nelly Furtado. Good luck with this week's episode. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you very much, Grant. See, guys, you call in, you get your comments in there. Justin's really, I gotta forward that directly to Justin. He's really gonna like that. And then also, Grant had called in the week before, and it completely slipped under the radar. I did not even see it there. I would be honest. If I saw it and didn't play, I'd be like, I forgot to play it. That's what happens. But I didn't, and it got lost in the mess of the psychic people calling in. And so let's, or maybe I'm looking at the date that it was on. I think it was the 18th. I might have already recorded the episode, that last episode. So maybe just landed on a weird one. But anyway, we have another message from Grant as well. And let's go ahead and...
Hey, it's Grant from Chicago.
Hey!
Just coming back for I know where that Popeyes reference is from. It's got to be from Trailer Way. And certainly, you'd want to enjoy that Popeyes with some jalapeno chips. I also wanted to point out that although Jim Thorpe did win those gold medals, he was stripped of them. So, playing a little bit of Devil's Advocate Patrick, and that might put a little damper on the inspiration from that poster or what have you. But anyhow, keep up the good work. Look forward to next week's episode. All right, bye.
Clever man, you Grant. He called it Devil's Adva Patrick. I'm going to fucking just start calling him that, because that is exactly what that bastard does. Now, the reference last year, I kept saying Popeye's chicken is freaking awesome, which is, if he Grant, you said it had to be from Trailer Park Boys. I think it got muddled a little bit there, but I'm pretty sure that's what you were saying is from Trailer Park Boys. Now, when I say Popeye's chicken is freaking awesome, that, my friend, is actually from Little Nicky. Not to say that it's not also from Trailer Park Boys. I'm sure, I don't know. I've seen most of the show. I think I've seen up through season 6. So anything after that, if they have that little, that bit after it, now with the all dressed or the jalapeno chips. Now, so I'm not saying that it's not from Trailer Park Boys, but it was specifically a line that Adam Sandler, as Little Nicky, says in the movie Little Nicky. Popeye's chicken is freaking... It's what he feeds him when he's trying to make him, like, teach him how to eat. You chew and you let it slide down your throat. Great movie. But also, thank you so much, Grant, for calling in and being a part of the show, because that's what it's fucking about. That's literally... like, the best part of the show is we put this content out there, and then to have people respond to it with their thoughts and stuff. Devil's Advocate Patrick. I'm fucking scarce, because that is exactly what he does. And let's see, what else did he comment on? And Jim Thorpe got his medal stripped of him. But why? Why did Jim Thorpe get his medal stripped? Was it because he was Native American? Was it because he was juicing? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look up the story, because I know that he was like an amazing. He won all those medals in the Olympics. And he also played football and American football, and also played baseball and all these things. This guy was an athletic specimen of his time, and I know the thing that ultimately defeated him was the same thing that ultimately defeats a lot of Native Americans, and that's alcoholism. Just a very unfortunate kind of thing. But he, if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember. I didn't know that he lost them, and so I can't tell you why he did lose them. But I got a feeling it is something kind of fucked up like that. Something like, well, we just made it illegal for Native Americans to compete, so you didn't. Anyway, guys, you can also email into the show, roadsodamail@gmail.com, if you have maybe a link to an article you'd like us to read, or a video you'd like us to play and watch and talk about. Anything. You can do that. roadsodamail@gmail.com. We love to hear from you, and we love that you're listening to the show, and we hope that you continue to listen. And now to the rest of our show. But first, another word from our sponsors. Billy Bum's Bottom Shelf Bourbon, the Panhandler's premium beverage. You've been standing on the corner holding a cardboard sign all day. Finally, someone throws a couple of dimes at you. It doesn't matter that it was high schoolers who just needed something to hit you with, because now you can take that break you deserve and get yourself some Billy Bum's Bottom Shelf Bourbon. I've been standing on the side all day, and the caterpillar is moving, and I don't know the elementary spot, and you can tell because Gene Shalit doesn't play bingo anymore. That's why I drink Billy Bums. We put it on the bottom shelf because that's where it goes. Billy Bum's Bottom Shelf Bourbon. It's the cheapest. Baby, why don't you know? Yeah, you get the idea. Oh, shit. This is the section what is also called the news, where I bring to you, news stuff that happened. It hasn't happened. It did happen, and now I'm telling you about it. And this is I give my own personal titles to the articles, because I take the link and I put it somewhere else, and then so I just have the mumbo jumbo link stuff. But I've got do I have a bum? Uh-oh. I'm not looking happy about this. 1 second, sir. I might have to... I'm going to leave this recording. I might have to fucking jump somebody. Oh, guys. So, real quick. I'm going to leave this in, too. Now, I know that was a very long pause. All right, let me make sure my doors are locked. So, I'm recording in my car, okay? I'm in a parking lot. It's at night. It's about 8 o'clock at night. And I'm in my car because I get, if I'm doing these alone things, I want to be able to be louder and I want to be able to talk and project, but I'm in a parking lot. And I saw what can only be described as Bigfoot just walk across this parking lot, probably about 10 feet from my car, and didn't even glance up at me, didn't even take a look, just sauntered, walked actually with a very... Now he wasn't Bigfoot. He was wearing clothes, but he had very long hair, and he had the same posture and everything as Bigfoot, and he had the same gait, how he was walking, and he was striding across. So we almost made our own news article. But if anything does happen, if somebody does approach the car, maybe a police officer wants to ask what I'm doing, I'm going to let this motherfucker roll, baby. But just letting you know, yeah, we're recording from the car today, baby. So anyway, this is the first article that says, I put my own little title. It says, "This is going to cause problems." Well, what's going to cause problems? Here we go. Ready? This comes to us from Fox 35 Orlando. Thank you, Fox 35 Orlando. TSA says it's okay to pack a whole cooked turkey in your carry-on luggage. An entire, not raw, very specific, an entire cooked turkey. Oh yeah, this is after Thanksgiving. I must have pulled this article from before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope everyone had a beautiful holiday. I hope everyone ate lots of festival food and enjoyed the best fucking holiday. Let me just tell you something. It should be illegal to work on Thanksgiving. It should be. It should be fucking illegal. I know, and if you forget something and, but we have to go buy fucking whatever from Walmart because we forgot it. Fuck you. You live without it. Nobody should fucking work. And I've been one of those people where we kind of need ice cream, and I go and I fucking have to buy ice cream from these sorry motherfuckers at a Winn-Dixie's. Everybody. I don't care if you're Jehovah's Witness. I don't care if I don't celebrate No, it's fucking Thanksgiving. It should be, all right, guys. Also, for those of you who are celebrating Thanksgiving and you need to fly somewhere, you can cook the whole fucking turkey and just shove it in. As long as the turkey's not in a water bottle. As long as your entire cooked turkey's not crammed into a water bottle, you can totally bring it on the airplane. Nobody gives a fuck. Do you know how many explosives I can shove into a turkey? A whole lot more than I could put in a fucking water bottle. I don't know. I could probably shove about 30 water bottles into... They don't even give you a size limit on the fucking turkey. And you just carry on. No, not under the fucking... Could you imagine? Isn't it the worst when a guy sits down next to you on the fucking plane, he whips out Indian food? Imagine you had to hire an entire cooked turkey. An entire, not a frozen, I'm going to cook it when I get there. No, I cooked this shit in fucking Tulsa, Oklahoma, and now I'm flying it to fucking Des Moines. They don't got an oven there. Man. Let's see what the article actually says. The Transportation Security Administration, is that what that stands for? Has a handy tip for Thanksgiving chefs traveling via air this holiday. Bring the turkey aboard. They're telling people to. Go ahead. Bring it on board. Bring the whole fucking turkey. Put it next to your socks, between your socks and your fucking sweatshirt. Put it in your backpack on top of your laptop. However you gotta get it in the fucking... Everybody bring... That's not gonna be a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass watching Fucking everybody already shoved their backpacks down. Their backpacks up here and their laptop bags down here. Where are you going to fucking put the turkey? This is insane. There's people. Now there's 3 hood rats walking this way. I could take all 3 of them. I'm a very large person. Who are we kidding? We know you always travel with extra room in your carry-on. Oh man, I'd kill these kids. I think they're all Asian. Nah, just one of them. They look like nice people. I'm not making fun of them. If I really had to go crazy, I'm gonna leave it in here, and just in case. So if you guys do hear me get pulled out of my car and start getting stabbed, you can it'll at least be recorded. Anyway, they say, who are we kidding? We know you always travel with an extra room in your carry-on just in case you need to transport Thanksgiving piece de resistance. The TSA said on its what? So fear not, the cooked avian creature can tag along in your carry-on. What? What about side dishes? Your stuffing, mashed potatoes, your mac and cheese, green bean casserole, and candied yams are fine and dandy to pack in your carry-on. What if my stuffing's explosive? I eat glycerin stuffing, sir. That's what I eat on Thanksgiving. I don't know. Anyway, next news article. I didn't put a title for it. It's just a bunch of dots. Let's see what it says here. British robbery suspect apparently tried to use pair of glasses to trick police. This is fucking ridiculous. A robbery suspect in England thought he could evade authorities with a new look, a pair of glasses. David Springthorpe, 30, was wanted for allegedly shoplifting and violating a court order when he recently came into contact with a police officer in South Normanton. A short case ensued and was detained, authorities said. Springthorpe, what a fucking name, huh? A white man with blue eyes, brown hair, wide ears. Yeah, that doesn't even begin to explain this. This guy's got one fucking normal ear and then one ear that looks like a catcher's mitt. That looks like it's about to catch fucking anything thrown at it. One ear it's normal down on the side of his head, and the other one, and he thinks the fucking glasses are the most notable thing on his goddamn face. I've never seen anybody with fucking ears like that, with one ear plastered down to his fucking normal, and then the other one just out there waving at traffic is the other one, and he thinks a pair of glasses not going to disguise that ear. They did say that, huh? Wow. Leave it to the Brits. They don't give a fuck. They'll tear you down. They don't give a shit. Anyway, he tried to disguise himself by wearing a pair of black rimmed glasses that Alfreton police, well, fuck that, wrote on Facebook was not quite cunning enough to outsmart the team. A pair of glasses won't disguise that ear. When you put a little pair of glasses on the ear, you just put a little pair of glasses right there on the ear. How about that, huh? Anyway, you'd think he would have kept an ear out. Wow, they're just tearing out his fucking ear, man. Now I feel bad because it's low-hanging fruit. I liked how I read in the comments on this one, somebody said, it worked for Superman. Man, he looks, I guess everyone likes to shoplift a little bit, right? Cheerful and uncanny, LOL. That's what this one says. Here we go. Cheerful and uncanny. Tennessee woman, 71, accused of stabbing husband is cheerful and unfazed, investigators say. I don't know about cheerful. I'm looking at a picture of her. She looks like Droopy Dog with teased out white hair. Exactly like Droopy Dog. Well, I stabbed my husband. That's what we're talking about. Authorities in Tennessee have arrested an elderly woman who allegedly stabbed her husband. Allegedly? I love that. I will never get over the allegedly and how they have to cover themselves up. They can never say, she stabbed her. We watched her. They could watch, the guy that wrote the article could watch her stab the husband, and she can turn him and look him in the eyes and go, I'm stabbing my husband, and he would still have to write allegedly. I love it. And as he napped in his recliner, I love it. No, he tripped and he fell. He was taking a nap, And you know how he takes those violent walkabout naps and he tripped and he fell on his knife? Allegedly. Pecola Duncan. What a name, Pecola. What a name, Pecola. That's my Jiminy Glick impression. You know, Martin Short. Jiminy Glick. Pecola. Pecola. What is that? British? Pecola. Duncan, 71, appeared to be in a cheerful and unfazed mood when authorities found her after the stabbing of Harold Duncan. Harold Duncan. 66 on Friday. According to an Anderson County, according to him, it's always got to be according to and allegedly. Until the jury goes, without a shadow of a doubt, she stabbed that motherfucker, even though she said it. It said that they got there and she was like, well, I did stab him. It's because he and she wanted him to die. She was really happy about it too. She said, just before she was led to jail, she asked authorities if her husband died. Before giving them a moment to respond, she added, I hope he did. Allegedly! I love that shit. I love it. Anyway, one more, guys. One last news article for the news. One last news article for the news. And this one, I said, these old ladies keeping it real. I guess it has to do with another old lady. Here we go. He picked the wrong house. Bodybuilder, 82, sends home intruder to hospital. Fuck yes. This came to us from ABC 7, WWSB, My Suncoast. Rochester, New York. An 82-year-old bodybuilder who can deadlift 225. Let's just stop right there. She is 82 and deadlifts 225. I can't deadlift 220. Now I can. I've got the musculature to deadlift 225, and I could totally bend over and pick up 225 right now. But I would not walk properly for a week. My lower back without. So this lady is deadlifting 225. And not only just because I don't really deadlift now, I am a big deadlift fan, but just because of my own personal reasons and my own qualms with deadlifting. It's a very dangerous lift, especially be doing at 82. 82 is probably not the best age to be deadlifting, especially 225. Now, they do say muscle density is one of the first or one of the best markers of like longevity or it's you want a lot of muscle mass if you want to live long. That's what they say. 225. I just say this again. I could not right now at this moment, if somebody said deadlift 225, I could. I guess I technically could get it off the ground and stand up, but would I be able to like walk 10 minutes later? Would I be able to beat up a home intruder after setting it down? No, I would not. And that's coming to you from a 28-year-old. Now, used common household objects to fight off. So she, who can deadlift 225, used common household objects to fight off man, she says, broke into her New York home. Like what, a knife? And I hope it was not a knife, but I do hope it was a rolling pin and a frying pan. That's what I hope it was. Willie Murphy, that's her name, 82, says a man knocked on the door to her home late Thursday night, claiming he was sick and needed an ambulance. She called police, but didn't let him in. Suddenly, Murphy heard a loud noise. I'm saying to myself, what the heck is that? The young man is in my home, broke the door, she said. But what the suspects likely didn't realize is Murphy is an award-winning bodybuilder. I wouldn't say she's a bodybuilder. She was probably a bodybuilder maybe back in the day, but now this bitch a power lifter. That's a difference. So shame on you, news outlet that originally, so WHAM, CNN, Wham from Rochester. Shame on you because she's a power lifter, not a bodybuilder. It's a very big difference. who works out at the YMCA almost every day. She grabbed a nearby table. Holy shit. She went come here, brother, WWE on this motherfucker, skipped the chair, grabbed a table. I'm alone and I'm old, but guess what? I'm tough. I took that table and I went to working on him. And guess what? The table broke. This is a direct quote. Oh, I love her. Once the man was injured, Murphy says she poured shampoo on his face and hit him with a broom. She got shampoo. She had take that motherfucker, put it in your eyes. It stings, don't it? Yeah. And she smacked him with a broom like a dirty spider. You motherfucker. Oh my gosh. Wow. I did not read this article. I saw the headline. I said, well, that's all I need. When he's down, I'm jumping on him, she said. He picked the wrong house to break into. You bet he did. Your house and the other one was that bitch is stabbing people in her sleep. When officers arrived minutes later, it wasn't Murphy who needed medical attention. He's laying down already because I had really did a number on that man. The suspect, who police says was intoxicated, was taken to the hospital. Murphy is not pressing charges. Jim Moran has been friends. Wow. Willie Murphy, you will forever... Willie Murphy, baby! This podcast episode goes out to Willie Murphy. You are an idol to all of us. Not an idol. You are a role model. You're a role model to everyone. Guys, if there's anybody you should be like, Willie Murphy! Hell yeah. Thank you, Willie.
Welcome to Brain Drain, the latest innovation in memory storing. Last year, our leading mind scientist made a breakthrough in brain recording. This new cutting-edge mind technology allows us to pull every precious memory from your mind and store it for all to enjoy when you are finally dead. Come to our state-of-the-art facility and sign up for the marginally invasive procedure, lasting no longer than the time it takes you to read your favorite Stephen King novel. Have peace of mind knowing the story of how you saved Bobby using the Heimlich at Thanksgiving in 1988 will be told every year and not forgotten with the rest of you. Your family will spend hours poring over the easy-to-store and share 500-tape VHS box set containing every last experience from your whole life. Visit our Toledo storefront, located in the strip mall with Super Weed Mart. Brain Drain is not responsible for any information discovered by a loved one that may be unsavory. Your husband cheated on you with Mary, not us. Side effect may include feeling as if your true soul was trapped on 40,000 feet of magnetic tape. We are not liable for any other side effects yet unknown. Brain Drain, a Popco brand.
It's Craigslist, Craigslist, C-R-A-I-G-L-I-S-T. Craigslist. This Craigslist segment brought to you by Craig. I don't know who Craig is. That's what I want to do. I want to look up the history of Craigslist. Who is Craig? And why did he like list so much? This is the Craigslist segment. Still, we've got more of the psychic readings. The Craigslist segment is very simple. We post on Craigslist. We just want people to call. We have different prompts, different things that are out there for people to call and leave messages for us to listen to. And the most recent one is, I read it at the top of every Craigslist segment. Jeez, I don't know why I got this stuffy nose. I read this at the top of every Craigslist segment. This one is free psychic reading. Is the prompt that I'll be giving to you this evening. I have recently discovered, after a near-fatal car accident, that I have unusual psychic abilities. I do not feel comfortable accepting monetary compensation for this gift, but need to share it. Please call this number, 706-200-1213, and leave a voicemail with a question you would like to answer. would you like me to answer with my gift? Please, no texts. I need to hear your voice for my gift to work. So, that's how you do it. That's a good prompt because that makes people call. You can't just send a text message and say, we've had some pretty fun stuff. Some pretty, people who are being very earnest. There's some guy who wanted to know if he could tell the 2 girls that he was dating that he's got a foot fetish. Fuck it, tell him. That was my answer. But I'll be playing the psychic today. I am the psychic. So let's see what we have here, folks. Here we go. As soon as it loads, here we go.
Hi, this message is, I don't know if it's saying, it doesn't say your name, but I saw your post on Craigslist, and I first want to say I'm sorry about your near-fatal car accident, and then I was also calling because I have a situation with a man named Wayne that I've been talking to, and my name is Nicole, and we've just been fighting really bad, and it's been very stressful, and I've been very upset, and we used to get along for years, and we got along, and he was very sweet to me and everything for years, and then he just started getting mean and meaner, and he just doesn't care about anything, and I feel like I don't even know him, and I just want to know kind of what you're picking up and what's going on, if it's going to improve, or what in the world, and why he's disrespecting me so bad. But if you could call me back at 314-379.
All right, well, we're not going to... Don't worry, honey. Don't worry, darling. Don't worry, darling. We're not going to call you back. Nicole! Wayne's possessed! I can't... I want to do a Miss Cleo so bad. Is he incarcerated? Nicole, honey. He's possessed, honey. That's what's going on with Wayne. Awful accent. So that was Nicole. She was calling in. She's got this thing. She's been together with Wayne for many years. And then all of a sudden, and Wayne was very nice, but all of a sudden now he's disrespecting her. The only answer I have for you is that he's got a demon inside of him, and be careful because you might get one inside of you too. That is the only plausible explanation, because I know as a psychic, that's how shit works. People don't just change after many years. It's not like he would be cheating, or he found out that you cheated, or you found out that he found out that you kissed your ex-boyfriend at that one party. It would never be anything like that. Never. Why would it be so? No. Nicole, look inside yourself, darling. Wayne's got a Beelzebub inside his heart. That's the Irish Miss Cleo for you. And if you don't be careful, he's going to be soon incarcerated. And so are you. So be careful, honey. Sit down. You ever tried talking to Wayne? Ask him. When did you get the demon inside of you? How, at what point did you let the demons in? Could you tell me? I don't know. Well, we'll see. That is my, now that is the psychic reading that I've given for Nicole. And we've got 2 more tonight. We've got 2 more this evening. Now, just like that, in a quick flash, you may have noticed that a slight hum disappeared. And that's because, again, I am inside my car vehicle, and I had it on, but I had the AC off. And that way, between recording, I could just turn the AC on, and I didn't have to turn the whole car on and off. But I noticed after recording, I can't go back and re-record that. I don't do second takes. Okay? You feel me? I'm not going to say all the best shit the first time and then go back and say it again. So that's just how it is. That's just how it is. And you heard my prediction with Nicole and Wayne, and you heard how I said all that stuff. So I turned the car off. Okay. Ooh. But now here's the next one. Let's get her fired up. Let's get her going here. All right. Next caller.
Hi, my name is Tara, and I was hoping to just get a quick question question. There's someone by the name of Andrew. We haven't connected yet. I think we like each other. I was just wondering if there's hope for me and Andrew in the future. My phone number is 8.
You and Andrew in the future. And what was your name? What was her name again? Let's see. What was her name? I forgot. I gotta play it again.
Hi, my name is Tara, and I was hoping...
Cara? Did anybody hear that? Was it Tara? Carla? Cara. Let's hear it one more time. What?
Hi, my name is Tara, and I was hoping to...
Taro? I think it was Taro. Anyway, Taro, look, Andrew, I'm sorry to say, he's got a demon in him, honey. Honey, he's filled up all the way to the top, like a cup filled with water, all the way to the brim with nothing but demons. He's possessed, honey. He's possessed, darling. You're going to get far, far away from Andrew because he's possessed, baby doll. And you don't want nothing to do. If you haven't connected yet, you're not going to connect because he's filled with demons. And I guess it's just going to be an Irish thing that I'm doing, kind of Irish. I think I could really throw on an Irish if I just took a couple seconds to listen. It's the goddamn Miss Cleo thing that I'm really, and I keep harping on it, and I'm not going to do anything to fix it. I'm just going to keep going. But that's what you heard me. If he hasn't talked to you yet, because why? Why would it be anything like maybe he's a little intimidated by you because of today's climate and speaking to him? He's a nice guy. Why would it be anything like him being a nice guy and being intimidated by today's climate and maybe a little bit afraid to talk to women because, you know, you never know what could happen, especially in a place like New York City where it's the most pervasive of the construction workers catcalling the women. And so now it's just like a thing, like you can't really approach him. It's not, he's filled with demons, honey. And I'm telling you, that's the answer. You don't want Andrew. He's filled with demons, darling. Now, that off to the next, find somebody else. Now, if he went by Drew, that's a little different. That's a little different. If he went by Drew, now, you know, then I'd say, give it a couple days and, you know, you might see what happens. All right. So whoa, we've got one more. Actually, I just double checked. I had to take another pause. If anything, this is giving you guys a lot of insight into how this show is operated and built. But the last call, I started playing it, I had to go back and erase everything. It's not for this section. It's for a different section. So if anything, if you guys are listening and you're paying attention, now you can see in what order the show is recorded. And, you know, you see, this is how they do it in pod business. This is how it happens in pod business, where you do things out of order because it's better to do it that way most of the time. Anyway, so the last call was for the intro. Somebody calling in. Guys, if you call into the show and leave a message, we play it. It's that simple. So you would have heard it. It's Grant, because by the time you get to this part, you would have already heard it because we play that shit in the intro. So I can say it now. It was Grant, and yeah, so, you know, that's who it was. But anyway, next week on the Craigslist, you guys have any suggestions for prompts, as I like to call them, to put onto Craigslist? You give me what the prompt do you think it should be, and where, because I can post anywhere. I can post it in Greenville, Wyoming, if I really wanted to. If I wanted to post to all of 3 people, so that all 3 people in Greenville, Wyoming can see it, or Green River, I should say, Green River, Wyoming. Now, yeah, so whatever you want, we can, that'd be a lot of fun. You can give me prompts, or you can just keep listening to the show, and that's cool too. But always you can call in and say hi at 706-200-1213. Boom!
This episode of Road Soda is brought to you by Crest Taint Whitening Strips.
The top taint scientists got together, and the results are sparkling. Crest Taint Whitening Strips. For a taint so bright white, you'll need an eye mask for your asshole.
I've heard all the same promises. 10% whiter, 20% less burning. Big business is constantly lying its way onto my taint. Sometimes my taint is arguably brighter, but then the burning increases. Or, when they come out with a product that doesn't burn quite as much, I don't get compliments on my taint. What will make these strips any different?
Those assholes at Colgate don't know their taints from their teeth. Our guys called their lab, and they are using the exact same strips at both ends. Teeth strips on your taint? What are you, an idiot? Crest Taint Whitening Strips. For a white so bright, your balls will call your asshole to shut the hall light off.
A Popco brand.
Millennial Book Club. Millennial Book Club.
Magic breadcrumbs. This is the Magic Breadcrumbs segment, a segment about crumbs that is magical. Magical breadcrumbs. You leave them on the floor, you leave them wherever you're going, you can get back to where you're from. Always. With magical breadcrumbs. What makes them magic is that birds can't eat them. When they eat them, their stomachs turn into powdered donuts. Or the whole bird turns into a powdered donut, really. It's a lot of scientific-y mumbo-jumbo. I can't really get into it. Guys, this is the Millennial Book Club segment where we're just fucking watching Netflix. Nobody's reading books really anymore. It's just people, watching stuff. But we only watch Netflix originals. And this Netflix original that we were set to watch is Dolemite Is My Name. And I really liked this movie. It was a movie. And if you want to write in with your own reviews, we can read your reviews here on the show. You can write into roadsodamail@gmail.com. You can even call in your review to 706-200-1213. Again, that's 706-200-1213. And leave a voicemail about, whatever Millennial Book Club thing, even if it was one we watched years ago. Not years ago, we haven't been doing this shit for years, but even if it was one from months ago and you want to talk about it now, go ahead and send your review and we'll talk about it. You can even give a suggestion for the Millennial Book Club. The only criteria is that it has to be an original, a Netflix original, specifically Netflix original. So this movie, Dolemite Is My Name, and Fucking Shit Up Is My Game, I really, really like this movie. The story of performer Rudy Ray Moore, who assumed the role of an iconic pimp named Dolemite during the 1970s. That is all it is. That is what it is, right? So it's a character. Rudy Ray Moore is a real guy, an actor, kind of a performer, an older performer at the time of the 70s, and he was portrayed to be kind of stuck in this vaudeville era, and where performance was more pointed towards, like, you just have a stand-up comedy show, or you just have a guy up on stage playing the piano or something, instead of a guy that comes up and he sings and he dances and he tells jokes and he does the whole 9 yards. Craig Brewer, what did he direct besides this movie? Craig Brewer is the director, and let's see what he's also Hustle and Flow, Black Snake Moan, Footloose, Coming to America. Oh, he's the director of Coming to America too. Tarzan, The Poor and Hungry. Wow, this guy's got quite the fucking sheet here. Oh. Anyway, I loved this fucking movie. I don't know if I've said it already a couple different times. This was a very good movie all the way around, and it's based on a true story. So Rudy Ray Moore was a real guy back in the 70s, and so the movie, and I'm my white suburban millennial is coming out when I tell you I have seen and heard of and experienced much art
that has been inspired by Dolemite and by the character and by the movie that this guy created. And I can tell just by watching this movie and hearing this story and be like, oh, and this is where it all started from. Like, you can immediately draw the lines all back to this. Like, this is clearly where so many rappers and comedians and other movies have all been inspired by this thing. And it's really... So the guy, Rudy Ray Moore, like I was saying, he's, you know... And this is all from the movie. I'm just giving you the synopsis of the movie. He's consumed with this vaudeville kind of thing, but he moved out from Arkansas, which I assume is a real thing. He was one of like 8 kids in Arkansas, and moved out to LA to make something of himself. And he's been out there for many years, and he hasn't really done much. Like, he performs here and there, but he's working at a record store, and for the most part, he just kind of got comfortable, and he's not... he's not doing his thing. He's not as big as he wanted to become. So, but you can tell the fire might have been, may have dwindled a little bit, but it's still burning. It's still burning. The fire's still burning, and he puts a little gasoline on it. And how the movie goes is there's a bum, which this I think is a real part, but this I don't know if it was a bum in real life, but in the movie it was, a homeless man who came into the record store asking for some change, and he was doing all this rhyming, Dolemite is my name and fucking shit up is my game, and he just kept doing this, that's the only line I can really remember, but there was a lot more to it. And Rudy gets this idea, you know what if I just write all this down, I take this shit that this guy's doing, and I turn it into a persona and bring it on stage. And he did. He went and he met up with this homeless man, and he recorded all his stuff, and he wrote it all down. And it's funny because in the movie, you feel like there's going to be a confrontation of that, because it's really, really strange. And the whole time you're expecting him to make it all the way up to the very top, like, oh, he's super famous, and then the bum comes back and he's like, yo man, you ripped off all my shit. But it never happens. Never once once he gets the stuff from the bum, he's just off to the races. It just shows you, it literally, where I know in so many other movies, like if this was a made up story, that would have been a confrontation down the road. That would have been an obstacle to overcome down the road in the movie, but it just wasn't in this one. And because I guess it never was. I guess the homeless guy never found out, or maybe he did and he didn't really give a shit. But you never see that interaction. That never happens. And he later, I don't know, man. What happened when I watched it was I became very inspired, not to steal from people, but because he was so inspiring in his, Rudy was so inspiring in his, I'm just going to do this shit. Like, so he becomes very, very popular on stage with this persona, and then, he starts, putting on these shows and bringing it around the country, and then he makes his own record. He went into a record store to be like, not into a record store, but he went to a label, and they rejected his label. They're like, we can't make this stuff. It's too vulgar. It's way too much. So he's like, fuck it. I'm just going to make this on my own. He borrows money from his aunt, and he makes these records on his own, and then he's selling them out of the back of his car. And finally, there's a record label that sees, like, holy shit, this guy is, he's doing some shit. He's fucking hilarious, and we can capitalize on this. So they buy his records. They start producing them all over the country. And everything's going really, really well. He's touring. He's going to all these different places and doing his shtick. And eventually he gets this idea. He's like, if I really, really want to be popular, I need to make a movie. And that's where Dolemite, the movie, comes from. And now Dolemite is a real movie, and him and all his friends, they get together. And it's a fucking great cast of characters. Like, the characters in this movie are, obviously Eddie Murphy is playing Rudy Ray Moore, and you've got Wesley Snipes playing Derville Martin,
which I believe was an actual famous person, but Wesley Snipes killed it as this in this role. I've never seen him in a role like that. I only remember Wesley Snipes, and was he in Blade? Was Wesley Snipes in Blade? Man, boy, am I going to feel bad if Wesley Snipes was not in the movie Blade. But of course he was, right? Yes. All right. So yeah, Wesley Snipes his character was that of like an actual actor, and Rudy runs into him at a nightclub when he's trying to get his movie together. And I love Rudy's ability to just walk up. It's very it's very Eddie Murphy-ish, and very Eddie Murphy style, just to be able to like talk his way, like be confronted and be able to talk his way through it, the confrontation and everything. And it's, he sits down at the table with this other actor and he's trying to get him to be a part of the movie. He's like, man, why the fuck would I want to be a part of your movie when you're nothing? Like, you're just, you're a nobody. And he's like, how about it if you direct it? And he's like, all right, let me direct it. So he directed it, and he was also in the movie with the other people, or with he played it's like his arch nemesis in what he made, the movie that he actually made, the Dolemite movie, in real life, and also in the Netflix film that we watched, is like this first of its kind, like not really slapstick. They call it blaxploitation, which is I don't know, but it's like this really just sort of cheesy, over the top. It's almost like Evil Dead or something like that. Like, you watch it and you want it to be over the top. You want it to be ridiculous. It knows that it's not being serious, but it still is pretty cool. And it becomes extremely fucking quotable, and it's just entertaining. Like, shit's blowing up, but things are also funny. And it's so fun. Like, you got this guy who's like a little overage, and he's like doing karate and shit for the movie. And it's awesome. At the end of the film, at the end of the Netflix movie, they show the scenes that they shot, the scenes they shot for the Netflix movie, and then the actual scenes that they were mimicking. And it's just it's a really fun movie. I didn't expect to watch the entire thing. I sat down, I was like, I'll just throw it on to see how it goes. But fucking awesome movie for Eddie Murphy to jump back in to do. Like, fucking awesome dude. Awesome guy, man. Fuck yeah, Eddie Murphy for jumping back in. And that's the movie you jump back in with. Because, I mean, what's the last fucking movie that Eddie Murphy did? Am I right? Here, let's look it up. What is the last movie Eddie Murphy did? He just disappeared for so long. Like, went into hiding. And we got to go to his IMDb page. It's the only way to do it. They have it's the Internet Movie Database. It'll have, what's that? I want to see all filmography. Nah, continue. Actor. No way. Mr. Church in 2016. Beverly TV movie? Beverly Hills Cop in 2013. Shrek. Yeah, dude, he's just been off. Tower Heist, Shrek, Yule Log, Donkey Christmas. Yeah, dude, he's been all tied up in that shit. That's the thing. He's got that Shrek money, so he just didn't have to, But Dolemite, Mr. Church, that must have been like in 2014, so he hasn't done one for 3 years. Mr. Church. Mr. Church tells the story of a unique friendship that develops when a little girl and her dying mother return to services of a talented cook, Henry Joseph Church. What begins as a 6-month arrangement instead spans into 15 years and creates a family bond that lasts forever. Well, that's fucking cool. I wonder if it's based on a true story. Anyway, I'm going to put Dolemite Is My Name up there as fucking go watch that shit right now. Turn it on. Must watch Dolemite Is My Name. It's extremely inspiring. It's extremely inspiring for just about, anybody creating something. If you want to, there's a way to do it. First of all, this guy made his way in the 70s. Do you know how many times I think about how, like, if I wanted to, like, shoot a movie, I just pull the fucking phone out in my pocket and I start recording. Dude, this guy had to go, like, hire people and he had to call people, and if they weren't there, they couldn't answer, and he couldn't leave a message. There wasn't even an answering machine. He just had to call, and they had to hear the phone ringing and then answer, to, like, schedule people, to get people together, to do something. Like, every fucking obstacle that is not, and seemingly not in our way today, that could have stopped him from making something, and yet he still fucking did it. And then there's still people today making the excuses, X, Y, fucking Z, do fuck your X, fuck your Y, and double fuck your Z, because people that did, like, got up and DIY'd in the fucking 70s, 80s, and 90s, that's what's fucking up. That is what is up right there, because they didn't have this instant, like, I can't just text somebody and it immediately goes into their... No! You just have to, like, bump into people on the fucking street and say, can you meet me here at this time? And if they don't show up, you just fucking wonder where they are. Are they dead? Are they at home? Because they don't want to be here. That's where they fucking are. That's all you get. That's all you fucking get back then. It was... Like, there's no personal handheld video camera. You can't just walk, go to fucking Sam's Club and buy yourself a little, handheld thing, or pull your fucking phone out, super HD, 60 frames a fucking second. No. This guy, I mean, he had steps. Like, he borrowed a little bit of money from his aunt. That's what it says in the movie. I don't know if it's fucking real, so don't hold me on that one. But he borrows a little money from his aunt, and he goes out and he fucking prints his own CDs. If you've got the gumption, if you've got a good product, there's a fucking way to make it, and it's easier than it's ever fucking been. And look at Rudy Ray Moore. Apparently, in actual real life, the Dolemite movie that he fucking made ended up making like $10 million, which is, for the amount of money it cost, I think in the movie they say it took like maybe 70,000 to make it, which I don't know what that equates to due to inflation or how much that comes out to be today. I can easily say it's 70,000 is what, 3 mil? 10 mil being, I don't fucking know, 20, 30 million. That's a lot of fucking dough, bro. And then they used it and he just made more fucking movies. All the same campy shit. People came out in droves to watch it. They laughed. They loved it because he had good shit. It really inspired me. I'm very happy I watched it. I think you guys should watch it too. Dolemite is my name now for the next week. And you can also send your thoughts into roadsodamail@gmail.com. Again, roadsodamail@gmail.com. What did you think of Dolemite is my name? Did you think it was as good as I thought it was? Because I thought it was fucking fantastic. Or you can call and leave a message about what you thought as well. And that's 706-200-1213. 706-200-1213. My mama always told me to give the number twice if you want somebody to call back. Give the number twice. So, next week, what are we watching next week? What's funny is this was actually supposed to be watched 2 weeks ago, but there was a right kerfuffle that happened. Kerfuffle that happened a couple weeks ago where an entire Millennial Book Club segment just got saved over. And we were actually going to watch it, but then Dolemite came out, and I watched Dolemite and announced Dolemite instead when I redid the segment. Very happy that happened because... I'm very happy with Dolemite is my name. But now we're going to watch Living With Yourself, starring Paul Rudd and directed by Jonathan Dayton and Valerie Ferris of Little Miss Sunshine fame. This comedic series has echoes of Charlie Kaufman. It's so weird to give a synopsis of your movie but not say anything about it, just say what the other people have done and what it seems like. It's like Dolemite is my name, directed by... Shit, what was that guy's name? I will continue this bit. I will finish this bit. Dolemite is my name, by director Craig Brewer. It's kind of like watching Black Dynamite. It's nothing like watching Black Dynamite. I think Black Dynamite is like the movie that they made. So the Dolemite movie that was actually made and that they make in the movie, like that Dolemite movie, I think is what inspired Black Dynamite. Those kinds of movies. Those like 70s kung fu black guy doing that kind of shit. Yeah, must watch, guys. If you do watch Dolemite is my name, or if you watch Living with Yourself, you can send it. You can send your reviews to roadsodamail@gmail.com, or you can leave a message at 706-200-1213. We love to hear from you. And until next week with the Millennial Book Club.
This episode is brought to you by Faux Diplome University. Faux Diplome University. Real degrees for real people. Guaranteed degrees, guaranteed dignity. I'm Ted Kavinsky. I've been working at Walgreens for 3 years, and I was passed over for a promotion twice, all because I didn't have a degree, even though I was a better employee and more knowledgeable about the job. And then I found Faux Diplome. Now I choose who gets the promotions. Faux Diplome University has been creating stories like this for over a year. We pride ourselves on having the highest graduating percentage of any university. That's because at Faux Diplome, getting your degree is as easy as paying your tuition. Once the tuition is paid for your degree, it will arrive at your door in the amount of time it would typically take to earn that degree. Enroll in the AA program, and in 2 years, you will be a degree-carrying hot commodity in today's job market. And while you wait, you can keep your friends and family off of your back by telling them you are enrolled as a student, knowing you will be guaranteed their sweet adulation when your degree finally arrives. Faux Diplome University, giving people better jobs with a framed piece of paper. A Popco brand.
Like a whisper in the wind, like a bubble in a stream, like dust in the wind, like a fart in a cave. The whole thing, where did I hear that? Like a fart in traffic and no one's listening, something like that. Anyway, I think that was from a TV show. But that's it, guys. Trying to bring down the levels a little bit, bring down the energy just a little bit. I hope you'd enjoyed that episode. They go, you know? Before you know it, it's just another one. Just like that Monday I don't know if you listen to it on a Tuesday. However you want to do it. It's your week. You do with it how you want. But thank you for listening. And what did you learn today? I'll tell you what I learned. I learned that a better name for Patrick is Devil's Advocate Patrick. And I also learned that Rudy Ray Moore is the shit. And that Dolemite Is My Name is an awesome fucking movie. And I also learned that you can be 82 years old and totally deadlift 225. Long live Willie Murphy. Fuck yes. What a lot of awesome Murphys on this episode. A lot of awesome Murphys. Thank you guys so much for listening to the show. Again, I say it all the time. If you want to call in and leave us a message, say hi and that kind of thing, you can do so at 706-200-1213. We love to hear from you. 706-200-1213. And leave a voicemail. It's going to ring a couple times. It'll go to voicemail. Leave that voicemail and we will listen to it and put it on the show. And you can do it for any one of the different sections. Like if you watch the Millennial Book Club segment this week, which is Living with Yourself, starring Paul Rudd, you can do so. And, go ahead and listen to the show. And watch the show. And then you can send your review to roadsodamail@gmail.com. Or call and leave a voicemail about it at, 706-200-1213. Or you can just call and tell us what you learned from the episode, any thoughts, feelings. Maybe you want to get a psychic reading from Patrick or something, which Patrick is away up in Canada. I don't know if we tell you that, but Patrick is dual citizenship up in Canada and down here, so he's always back and forth. But, Justin's around. We'll have Justin on the next episode, and whoever else we can snag off the streets to kind of get in here. We have a lot of interesting things on the horizon, as always. Every episode can't be the dolphin lover extraordinaire, but, which I'm never going to live that down. But we'll get more on that. We'll always have more. Guys, thank you so much for listening. As we say every single week, go to bed fucking early this week. Just go to bed early. At 9 o'clock. Just try to, let's say you got to wake up at 8. Try to go to bed at 10. Get 9 hours of sleep for 2 nights in a row, and just tell me you don't feel like $1 million fucking bucks. There's a lot of research out there that says 6, 7 hours of sleep is too little, and 8 is right on the verge of being okay. More sleep, the better. The more sleep, the better. People are like, yo man, I don't sleep. I got 6 jobs. I don't get tired, whatever. If you sleep, you do the jobs that you do have better. You're more coherent, you're quicker. You need the rest. It's okay to rest. The secret is rest.